So, May 23rd, day after the new moon. It's probably 80 degrees out. And this hive is cranking. I was just here looking at it, and I can't tell if this is just traffic or the beginning of a swarm starting to come out. So I snagged the camera because I missed last time I saw them starting to come out, and by the time I got back out with the camera, they had already swarmed out to a branch. I'd love to catch one as they're coming out of the hive. We'll give it a few and see what happens. Did you hear that? One of the bees just bounced off this metal post and it rang. It was like, ding! May 23rd, 2020. Going to do a quick inspection and have a look and see what the progress is here in these hives, especially interested in the far left hive that is the super thriving colony. But we're just going to have a quick look-see at everything. I'm not going to get too invasive. I just want to see where things are at. Alright, we're going to start with the thriving colony. Here we go. Okay, quick glance. Not too much going on up in the top of the colony. Might have to do some work on this box though, because I see we got frames falling down. It looks like the corners of this box are kind of opening up, which is why these frames are falling down. You definitely do not want that. You want your frames to sit up nice and square like this. So we'll see. I might not, well, we'll just see. So here we are down into the second brood box. And this was actually the bottom brood box back before I did the inversion flip. Fantastic bee population in here. Some drones in here. There's a drone here. Happy, healthy bees, nice and calm. There's another drone down in there. A lot of drones this time of year. This here's a drone. This guy right here. It's a drone. Just so you can get a close-up look at a drone. For those who don't know, drones can't sting. They don't have a stinger. Again, these are the male bees of the colony, and they mate with the queen, who does all the egg laying. Anyway, I'll let that little guy go again. Not looking to hurt him. And then I should let you have a look in here. You can see these guys are starting to draw this comb out. You can see that. There's another drone. So that's good activity. They are starting to draw that. I may switch the frames in this box over to a better box, just to avoid that frame falling down issue. That can become a real problem later in the season if you don't address it. And I think I'm just going to lift this box quick and have a look-see between the two. I really just wanted to see what was going on here. But we'll see if we see any queen cells in here to get an idea where we're at. Yeah, So there you go. Lots of happy bees in here. Again, I see a ton of drones in here. Oh man. And I smell some really sweet, nice nectar evaporating. So that's good. Interesting, I don't see any more queen cells in here. And that doesn't mean that there aren't any, but I just don't see any. I think just out of curiosity, to see if there's any queen cells, I'm going to lift this bottom box too, just to see. So I'll set this off to the side. So now we get the bottom box lifted. I don't see any queen cells in amongst, oh yes I do. There's a queen cell right there. So they may swarm again, and that's perfectly okay with me. More swarms, the more beehive colonies we have. But if you look here, you can see this this cluster is nice and big in here, nice and healthy, looking good. I don't see any other queen cells, although there may be others in here covered under bees, and I don't want to disturb these guys. They're working hard and doing their job, and my goal is not to interfere. I guess we'll just look down at the screen bottom board here. You can see all different hive pieces parts. You can see oranges and yellows there, all different pollen grains that have fallen down through. So just interesting to note. A couple of dead bees in there. I'm sure they will clean them out. Alright, I've invaded this colony enough for today. I'm going to put these two boxes back together, and I think I'm going to switch those frames over to a better box. So I put a tight, good box on here to replace the one that has the issue that I'll have to fix. And I'm just switching the frames over, but I just thought I would show what comb looks like when it's being drawn out. These guys are drawing this out pretty quickly, which that's exciting news. So just so people know what it looks like. And I did a foundation video the other day on putting foundations in. You can see what happens here when you don't put foundations in correctly. I did not put this in correctly. Pretty inexperienced beekeeper. If you look down that, you can see how that kind of sticks out beyond the edge of the frame on the one side, and the other side it's bowed in and away. You don't want that. So I will put that on the outside edge here, so that it's hopefully a little easier to deal with later. They're already drawing the comb, so I'm not going to go back and try to straighten that now. Alright, so minimal disturbance, minimal smoke. We got a nice clean box on here. You can see how these frames aren't sitting down or off the rails. They're supposed to sit on those nice rails, those chamfered edges. So that's how it should look. And this box I'll fix up with some screws or nails or glue and clamps or something. Alright, we're going to put the cover back on this and get to the next. Alright, so we're on to the next hive. Not a tremendous amount of activity up in this upper box yet. This is the one that we did the split on back on April 7th. So I don't know what's going on in here yet, but I'm probably going to just lift this box off, have a look-see. I might tilt this out just to have a look underneath it. We'll see what's going on. I might even go down into the bottom box and see if we have any eggs laying yet, or brood going, but we'll see how things look. Looking relatively calm in here. That's good. They're not really drawing any of this comb out yet. Boy, did I screw those foundations up last year, huh? Oh well. I think I'm going to give a puff of smoke and tilt this up and see if there's queen cells under it, and we'll see if it's worth going down into the brood. Alright, so I got the top off. They've definitely chewed through all that paper towel and combined from when Bob and I did our combination operation there. There's a drone right there. We got lots of fresh nectar. If you see that shine in those cells, there's nectar there. Oh wow, this one smells incredible. So that shine, that's fresh nectar going in, being dehydrated. Somebody's face deep in the barrel there. And I don't see any queen cells. Not that I would necessarily expect them just yet. Let's see. I think we did the... Man, I can't remember. I think it was maybe April 15th, somewhere in there, that we did this combination. Happy Healthy Bees, they got a good resource of honey in that. So that's good. And I kind of want to see if we have any brood laying down in here. So, boy, they got that stuck together pretty good already, though. I think we're going to just lift this off the bottom. Oh, right. I got to get the screw gun out here and undo those. I got this locked down for easy moving, and sometimes we do this for bears. We do the lockdown on the bottom, or we'll do straps over the whole hive, so if a bear does go after the hive, they can't get it apart and tear into it. And basically they just kind of end up batting the box around, from what I'm told. I don't know, I don't really want to tear this all apart. I think we're going to give them some more time. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, we're on to the next hive. This is the first swarm that we captured. We've been seeing decent activity in here, but not tremendous. But then it was a relatively small swarm. So we'll have a look-see. Okay, not a tremendous amount of activity up in the top of the hive here. They are starting to draw a comb. Don't know how well you can see that down between those frames. We'll just lift this quick. So this is a shot from the underside of that. You can see where they've started drawing new comb, fresh comb out. So that's a good sign. They're working away. We'll just take a look down in the top here. Nice and calm. A lot of nectar, fresh nectar on top here. You can see that shine on those cells. So that's good. And I see some new drawn out comb here and there. So that's good. We're not going to disturb this colony much either. There's no need to. Bring this over to the fourth one. This is the bigger swarm that we captured. What was that, a week ago or something?
Yeah.
Right.
A little over.
Maybe 10 days. So I'm just going to pop the cover. We'll take a look and see if they're drawing any comb out. We'll pull the top box off and just have a look. We're not going to disturb these guys much either. We just want to have a look-see. So we just pop the cover off. We'll take a look down in a minute. This cover was clean when I put it on May 13th. And this is the 23rd, so it's been 10 days. And I just want to point out how much propolis these guys have put on here. That's how quick they seal things up. This stuff is like glue, and it's made from pitch and sap of trees. So you can see this whole cover has got propolis over it already. They're sealing it off. And it's antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal, as well as an excellent sealant and glue. Talk about taking advantage of what nature produces. So from the underside of that box, you can see up in there, there's the beginnings of some comb drawing. So that's a good sign. They're not happy because I didn't really smoke them much. Pretty calm in here though. Again, you can see they've drawn a lot of this comb out on these. They're really doing their thing. Again, the colony looks good. I have no reason to go down in here and cause a big disturbance, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hands off and let them do their thing. Just wanted to see how things are looking. I would say for a swarm we caught 10 days ago, they're looking great. So I think that's it for the inspection for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this and found it informative. If you have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to do so down below. I always try to respond to comments. And thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.